Okay, we're going to create a remote, brand new remote, and you tap on the remote section to bring up the remote interface, and this is my remotes. And in order to add a new remote, it's basically just add, and we're going to leave everything just by default, and let's just give it a name. I'm going to call it Sony, and let's hit done, and it's right here. Now we can tap on it and show the remote, which basically shows the default skin that it created, and we can add buttons here now if we want to, or if we go back and we go to our home page, we can just hit edit, and when you hit edit, if you notice two things scroll up, you scroll and you notice that the add remote, that's how you add a remote to the home page. So we're going to add a remote, and you see that the only one that's not selected for that location is Sony. So we tap on it and it puts it right here. So, and it puts a default icon. Then this icon for remote means that it doesn't have a kind of a icon attached associated with it. Let's go to remotes and let's change that. So if you hit this, tap on the Sony and tap on edit remote, scroll down, this is where you can change the appearance. If I tap on exterior image, I can pick the default icons that we give you, and we can just pick the LCD icon, and when I hit done, go back to home page, and there it is, the Sony TV icon. Now let's tap on it and let's go to this to actual remote page. Now I could also now I need to add some buttons. So basically you want to choose the buttons where you want to put them. Right now we don't have drag and drop capability or the resize of the buttons, which will be available in the next version. And now for example, I want to put the power right here, so I'll change that text to be power, and the image, we give you a default image. You can pick any image that you like for power. We have an image for power, and here it is. Select that and let's hit done. Then we put another image here, we call it volume, up. Let's leave it with the default image, and volume down. Let's leave a default image. I want to show you something else. If I wanted to change this image, I can create my own image from my image photo library. If I hit image, instead of using the recommended or showing all the images, we go to photo albums, and actually we can go to like the Hawaii. And if you notice, it automatically resizes it for that one, the whole image. Now instead of resizing that whole image, we could actually pick a region that we want to crop. So if I select the crop region, now this becomes available, specify crop region. Right, tap on it, if you notice, now I can resize, and maybe I want this area, or actually this cloud. When I hit done, now it's only picking this section, and Wait a few seconds till it's done and it's selected. Go back and hit done, and there it is. Now in order to teach it, you can just tap on each button because it hasn't, the software will automatically tell you that it hasn't learned. Or you could just go edit and then down the bottom menu bar tap on the learn, and if you notice it has a question mark for which ones it hasn't learned, which pretty much you know, it's a visual interface to tell you which ones it hasn't learned yet. Now when you tap on a button, you want to make sure you go back to the back of the GC100 where you have the GCIR learner attached, and you want to bring the actual remote close to that GCIR learner and get ready to press the button. But it's not a rush, you just have to just tap here first, and oops, I forgot. So first we have to pick the GC100, and we want to be connected to connector 1. Now we come back here, we tap on it, so it's waiting for the IR code, and once you press on the actual remote button, this will go away and the IR is learned. So let's hit done. So that's how you teach the remote buttons. And the other thing is, let's say you have more buttons and this skin is not enough. This remote is actually the actual remote size. We have few skins that are longer. So if you go back and you go to the remote section and tap on the Sony and then hit edit remote, go to appearance. If you notice, you can actually change the background image and the remote image. So you could actually pick, we have few of them selected. If you notice, by default it picks the plastic 420, which is the actual size of the iPhone image. Now there's a 840 and then there's a 1260. Now when you pick the 840, it gives you more available buttons to add, and then 1260 of course is a little bit longer, which gives you about 60 cells of buttons. We're going to pick the 840, and when I go back and hit done, and if we just tap on it and go to show remote, notice now it's got a bigger screen. Now unfortunately in this version we don't allow you to create bigger images manually, your custom images. In the next version you'll be able to do that, which is now also you could be able to do transparent images in the next version, which we'll show you that once we're ready. Then that's basically it for creating a new remote.